morning. Welcome to Essential Yoga Space. My name is Pili Bailey, and this is our morning yoga class. Join me on your hands and knees. See that your wrists line up underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your frontal hip points. Notice that when we come into this pose, gravity has a tendency to make our belly dip to the floor, and you get a deep bend in the lumbar spine. So to take care of that, to move the bend out of the lumbar spine, press your knees to your shin bones and the top of your feet into the floor. And as you do that, the pit of the belly, this region, draws up and back. Press the shin bones, it draws up and back, and there's a lengthening that comes through the lower back. Now, this pose can move into a back bend, but we want to move from the place in our body that is thick and that doesn't move as much. So keeping the lower back stable, we move through the upper middle back. The upper back pulls in and away from the waistline. The chest moves forward. We keep pressing the shin bones down to keep elongating the lower back. And then rounding the back, drawing the pit of the belly up towards the spine. This pose is called cat pose. Inhaling, coming back through center, elongating the lower back by pressing the shin bones and the top of the feet down. And activate the upper back, pulling it forward. And now flip the toes under and lift the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Stretching through the arms, lifting through the legs. The inner legs lift up, the outer legs lift up. The top thighs press back, the heel bones draw down. Coming back down to hands and knees now. We'll do an abdomen stabilizing pose. Externally rotate the arms and draw the shoulders back from the ears so the collarbones broaden. And then slide your right leg to straight, lifting the leg to hip height. The heel bone stays at the same height as the buttock bone. We'll release it down. Look forward so you can see my legs. Left leg stretches straight back, toes face down, heel bone, hip height, buttock height. And when you do this, you want to stay level, or I should say you want to stay equally balanced between the left and right side of the body. So we're not shifting to one side or the other. We're staying equally balanced as though I still had my right leg down on the floor. And notice that your left ankle might try to get light. Press the front of the left ankle into the floor. You might live in a body where the front of the left ankle does not touch the floor, where it's tighter. You're more here. So just imagine, try to shoot the big toes back and work on opening up the front of that leg. So I think I did this leg already. Let me switch. And then exhale, release that down. Okay, we're gonna go back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. So externally rotate the arms, shoot the collarbones forward, lift the hips up and back. Press the front ankles toward the back ankles and drive the heel bones down. Stretch the front of the torso forward. Good, and then come back down to hands and knees and sit on your heels. So we're sitting on the heels. Let me turn sideways so you can see. I'm bringing my big toes to touch. And then I'm sitting right on my heel bones. Now you might live in a body where sitting on your heel bones, your body stays up here because your quads are tight. Doesn't work for you. Then set a couple of blankets in between your buttock and your heel bone. So if that's what's happening in your body, then you set a couple of blankets between your buttock and your heel bone. Also, if you're having tension in the back of the knees, then that's another indication that you probably need to sit up on something just to take some of that strain out of the back of the knee. So now from here, we're going to interlace the fingers to the webbing, press the palms forward, take the shoulders back so that the collarbones pull forward, the chest pulls forward, and then inhale, reach the arms up. Reach the arms up, pit of the belly draws back, buttock flesh roots down towards the heels, and then there's a length that comes up the center spine. Exhale, release the arms forward and down. Switch the crossing of the fingers. Press the palms forward, shoulders back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, release the arms down. Good. So we're going to come now to do a standing pose. Before we do a standing pose, I want to do a kneeling pose. So I'm going to open up this blanket. We're going to do Parigasana, the gate pose. All right, here we go. So bringing my blanket right to the edge, bringing my knees right to the edge, stretching the arms out to the side for balance. Gonna step this is my left leg, but this will be your right leg. So step your right leg forward and then turn the leg out to the side. So I'm aligning my outer pinky foot with the outer edge of this mat. And so by having the mat here, I figured out what the alignment needs to be between my right leg and my left. Remember, I'm mirroring you, so I do know which side is right or left. So extend the arms out to the side, lengthen the leg. So I like to lengthen the leg just before, a little bit short of straight, so that from here, I can push my heel bone into the floor. And did you see how my quad lifted my kneecap up? Let me show you again. So I stop here, then I push my heel bone into the floor. Notice that that's different from me locking my knee. There's no life, there's no prana here, no prana, okay? Now, press my heel bone. Now you see, there's lift, there's prana in the leg. Extend the torso now over that activated leg. Kneecap lifting up, back of the hamstring activating, pulling from the back of the knee to the buttock bone. From here to here, I'm activating both sides. Now, I'm gonna stretch my top arm up and then take it overhead in line with my ear so that I really get a deep side stretch on the left side. Inhaling, coming back up, and bringing the leg around. Good. So we'll do the other side now. This pose is called Parigasana, or the gate pose. We're going to slide the leg to straight, just short of straight again, just short of straight. Then I press my heel bone down, down, down into the ground, extend the arms out to the side, and lengthen over that front leg, lifting the top arm up a little bit more, and now stretching it in line with my ear overhead. I'm trying to keep my left ribs rolling forward and my right ribs rolling back so that my torso is parallel, I guess, to the wall in front of me. And then inhale up. I'm going to do it again on the other side. Good. Once again, coming up, press the shin bones down so the tailbone firms in and forward. Step the right foot forward and turn the leg out. slide the heel to straight. Now here's another way that you can do this pose. We're gonna slide the heel to straight. We're still gonna activate the leg. And now we're gonna turn the foot to the floor. The leg is still activated. Inhale, inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, extend over the leg. And stretch the top arm. Press the left shin bone down so the left buttock bone firms in and underneath you. And then inhale, come back up to center. Bringing that leg underneath you. We'll step the left leg forward. Externally rotate the leg. And bring it to straight. Press down. Lift the arms up. So now here, I'm blocking my knee. So I'm going to come back here. And I'm going to work to lengthen the leg. Did you see that lift? So it's different from this. No prana. Prana. There it is. Good. Extend. What does prana mean? Prana is life force energy. Breath is prana. When we have that flow in us, it's prana. Oh, right. I'm supposed to turn this leg and place it down. There it is. Inhale, come up. Parallel the feet. And sit back on your heels. Good. Okay, we're going to take downward facing dog once again. Hands underneath the shoulders. Before we do downward facing dog, I'm going to show you a different way to find what your distance needs to be for your down dog. So separate the knees wider than hip distance apart and bring the big toes to touch. Shoot the buttock bones back to the heels, keeping the arms straight. Now stretch the arms forward, lengthening the torso over the front of the legs, but keeping the buttock down. So use the hands to press the buttock down. You can release the head, keep the arms straight. Adho Mukha Vajrasana, child's pose. Then we'll shift forward, keep the hands and knees where they are, separate the feet hip distance apart, turn the toes under. Notice my shoulders are up near my ears. I need to draw them back, broaden the collarbones. Then I lift my hips and buttock up. I drive my top thighs back. I lengthen my buttock bones towards the back of my knees, and I press my front ankles to the back ankles. Arms are straight and long. Inner heel bones externally rotate out. So there's a feeling of spreading of my back groin. From my inner leg to my outer leg, my back legs are spreading. And now walk the hands back towards the hips, the hands back towards the feet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Sharpen the legs, lift the kneecaps up, and release the head towards the floor. Shift the weight to the forward part of the foot, to the mound of the toes. And look at your knees. Firm your quads so that the kneecaps get a lift up. Bring the hands to the hips, legs are firm. Inhale, come all the way up. Stand in the center of your mat, Tadasana. Okay, so here I have my straps for Supta Padangusthasana. We're just going to do a few standing poses, and I'm actually going to link them, which I don't typically do.
But today I just want to get my standing poses out of the way because I really want to spend more of my time doing some restorative poses for my back. So standing in Tadasana, the feet together, inner thighs are rolling back, pressing my thigh bones back, and I'm driving my heel bones through the floor so that my chest gets a lift up and forward. Then I bring my fingertips together, bend my knees, and step or jump, go wide. Now stretching into the outer heel bones, lengthen the legs. Press the heel bones down so the chest lifts. Turn the left toes to the right slightly and spin the right leg out completely. See that your heel to arch align. And then again, we're gonna press the mound of the right big toe into the floor so that I get that lift of the front leg up. Not just locking the knee, that's no prana. Prana's here, see it? Good, extend over the leg. And like I said, I'm gonna be linking these postures. So on the in breath, I'm gonna exhale and bend my front knee, coming into Utthita Parsva Konasana, and extended side angle stretch. Then I'm gonna hold on to the front of my ankle and come back to Utthita Trikonasana. Once again, I'm gonna bend my front knee. Utthita Parsva Konasana. Stretching my top arm overhead in line with my ear. Then I'm gonna walk my fingers 6 inches past my pinky toe. And I'm gonna walk my back foot in. Starting to stabilize on my right leg. Going to lift my left leg in line with my left hip. Now from here, I'm going to externally rotate my right leg, and then I'm going to press my right outer heel bone down to shoot my buttock back towards my left heel. Top arm up, Ardha Chandrasana. When I'm ready to come down, I bring my hand to my hip, I bend my knee, I set my back foot down. Parsva Konasana. Utthita Trikonasana. Parsva Utthita Hasta Padasana. Utthita Hasta Padasana. And now we're taking it to the other side. So I'm gonna move out of the way because I have props here that I would fall into. So I'm just gonna move further down my mat this way. Turning my right toes towards the left, spinning my left leg out. Again, no prana, prana. Again, no prana, that's just locking my knee. Now, how do I find prana? Look at my foot. I am pushing the mound of my left big toe into the floor. And as I do that, there's a response in the top of my thigh. The kneecap gets lifted up. It feels like my whole femur bone is being drawn up into the hip socket. I'm also pressing strongly down with my outer right heel bone, and that brings a lift up the side of my body and up to my center chest. Good, extend over that left leg. Utthita Trikonasana. Breathe here. Feel the calf is pressing forward to keep the leg from hyperextending. Then bend the front knee. Utthita Parsva Konasana. Utthita means extended. Parsva means side. Kona means angle. Extended side angle pose. Now holding on to the front of my ankle and coming back. Utthita Trikonasana. Find that prana in the front leg. Again, bending. Utthita Parsva Konasana. Then bringing the hand to the hip. Ardha Chandrasana, extending my left leg, my left hand to 6 inches past my left pinky toe. I step my back foot in so that I can start to feel stability on my left leg. I lift my right leg in line with my hip, externally rotate this leg that I'm standing on, and then I'm gonna drive my heel through the floor. I firm my left buttock forward and underneath me, so it feels like there's a wall behind me. And I'm gonna bend my right knee. This is my right side, so bend my right knee. This is your left leg, and come back into Utthita Parsvakonasana. Holding on to the front ankle, Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, lift the torso. Parsva Hasta-Padasana. Utthita Hasta-Padasana. So extended hands and feet pose. Then jump the feet together. Tadasana or Samastitihi. Good. So now I feel very warm. Okay, we're gonna do some back bends. Okay, so with our first back bend, it's just gonna be, no, I wanna do baby back bend. So we're gonna start on our abdomen. Stretching the big toes back, pressing the tops of the feet down and lifting the kneecaps up. I'm actually gonna pull my legs up so you can see my knees. Okay, so lifting the kneecaps up, bringing the hands around the side ribs here, keeping the legs very firm and active, tweezing the tailbone, the buttock bone in. This region squeezes in, and then inhale, I lift. I lift from, this is what my teacher called it, I lift from the anal mouth in, all the way up to the top chest. There's a squeezing in, the tailbone is pressing down towards the floor. Exhale, lower down. Again, pressing the top of the feet down so that the knees activate and lift up. Letting the flesh of the buttock roll towards the back of the knee and then squeezing the tailbone in. Inhale, lift. Slowly exhale, lower down. This pose is called Bhujangasana or cobra pose. And they call it baby cobra because we haven't stretched our arms to straight yet. So now, walk the hands forward. We're actually going to come to Sphinx pose. So the elbows are a little bit forward of the shoulders. Press the forearms down and pull back on the arms so that the shoulders roll down the back, the shoulder blades roll down the back. Again, stretching the legs to straight, press the top feet down, lift the kneecaps up, firm the buttock in, and then press into the hands to lift up, but keep squeezing the buttock. Feel the pit of the belly draw up and back, squeeze the buttock. Exhale, lower down. We're going to do that once again. Stretching the legs back. Activate the thighs. Kneecaps lift up. Press the tops of the feet down. Buttock to the heels. Stretch the arms back behind us. Oh wait, I said we were going to do it one more time, so let's do it one more time. So the arms are out in front and you're lifting up. Here we go. This is your cobra pose. So if you want to take it a little bit deeper, then you just bring the hands back closer to your body. We're going to do that same work with the legs, tweezing the buttock, pressing down. Notice, don't let the shoulders hunch up towards your ears. Control that down. Bring them down. Elbows down. Externally rotate the arms. Keep stretching the legs. Keep lifting the kneecaps. Keep squeezing the buttock.
And slowly exhale, lower down. And now we'll stretch the arms back. Hook the thumbs behind you. Stretch the legs back. Firm the buttock. Inhale, lift the torso. Keep firm in the buttock. Lift. Exhale, lower down. Once again, bringing the big toes together. If they separated, just bring them back together. Keep the legs together. Hook the thumbs the opposite way and pull up. Lift the chest. Squeeze the buttock in. You can let the legs lift off the floor. Let them rise. Keep stretching the arms back towards the feet. And exhale, lower it down. Then just shake the hips side to side. Bend the knees. Windshield wiper the legs. Notice how when you do this, the pelvis gets light. So now, I'm going to encourage you to press the front of the pelvis to the floor. Keep the front of the pelvis on the floor as you swing the legs side to side. Don't let the pelvis move. If you can grab your opposite foot, so for me, this is my left leg. I'm grabbing it with my right hand. Help it come down. So now you're stretching the front of your hip flexor. Keep your left hip on the floor. Let that go. You swing the legs side to side, front of the pelvis down, dropping the right leg over to the left. And now you can see I'm really working to keep this hip, the front of my pelvis, touch to the floor, to keep this buttock bone down as I draw the heel towards my opposite leg. And the more I squeeze the buttock to keep the pelvis down, the more I feel this in my hip flexor. And then release that. Now we're going to continue with the hip flexor stretch. So bend the knees, bring them as close to the buttock as you can, and then reach back for your heel bones. So right now you can see my body is not in a back bend. It's very, very straight. So how do I get to that back bend? Well, the first thing, I need to externally rotate my arms. You see how that starts to pull my shoulders. Then I want to use my legs. My legs are meant to go straight. So I'm going to push my shin bones back like I'm trying to straighten my legs. And it takes my chest with it. Then I'm going to squeeze my tailbone down and lift my knees up, breathing into my top chest through my back. So not breathing into my belly, but breathing up behind my belly, up my spine, into my chest. Exhale, slowly lower it down. You can release the legs or you can keep on holding them and maybe push them down. And then holding on to the outer ankles again. Squeeze the buttock, roll the shoulders back, press the shin bones, squeeze the buttock, lift the knees, press the tailbone down. Slowly lower it down. This pose is called Dhanurasana, full wheel. So recover the breath.
you find that when you're doing these poses, you get short of breath, then you need to stop. You need to stop and recover the breath. Find a breathing pattern that is equal or where the exhalation is twice as long as your inhalation until you recover control of your breath. And then we'll do one last time. Bend your knees. Reach back for your heel bones. Extend the legs back. Squeeze the buttock bones in. And slowly let it go. Okay, we're gonna do Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. That means upward facing dog. So I bring my hands in line with my lowest ribs. I turn my toes under and I walk them in. So my pelvis lifts off the floor. Then I'm gonna press my hands, just kidding. I'm gonna press my hands down and take my pelvis forward. I was pushing my hands down and forward and it was lifting my hips up. That's so funny. So pressing my hands down. Now I'm going to press off of the big toes, moving my heel bones towards the buttock, keeping the thighs buoyant. Don't let them dip down. Keep the thighs buoyant, tailbone in. Press the heel of the hand into the floor, but also bear weight in the fingers. Externally rotate the upper arms. Bend your elbows, lower down. Again, recover your breath. Do that again. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Turn the toes under. Inhale, lift up. Let the tailbone get heavy, but squeeze the buttock flesh in. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower down, release. Good. And we'll come back up to hands and knees. Sitting on the heel bones, Virasana. We're going to take a twist now, resetting the spine. Turn the torso to the right, left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand around behind you. Exhale, drawing the pit of the belly back and finding that you can turn the shoulders more. Good. Come back to center. Stay lifted through the back body. Draw the pit of the abdomen back so that the lower back flesh gets long. Then turn the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, pit of the belly draws back. And you get to turn a little bit deeper. And come back to center. Dandasana, the staff pose. Now from here, I actually want to take a blanket. I'm going to open my blanket up. And then I'm going to fold it
over like this. I'm going to set it right on my top thighs. So I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see. Okay, so here I'm setting the blanket right on my top thighs, and then I want to pull it back and down to anchor my thighs to the floor. And then from there, I'm going to extend over the legs. Now, if you have a chair or if you have a couch, you can put your head or your hands on the chair on the couch. I love using a folding chair for this. Breathe up your spine. Breathe in such a way that you're breathing up your spine. It helps you to stretch your back muscles more. Excellent. All right, so now sit up straight and tall. Let the eyes be closed. Observe yourself from the inside. Allow gratitude to fill your mind, fill your heart. Gratitude for this time that we've had together. Gratitude for prana, life, force energy that comes in through our nose and fills our lungs. Gratitude for the birds that are chirping outside my window. Gratitude for the life that I have. Gratitude for the family that I have. Gratitude for the life situations and circumstances that I've had the opportunity to live through. Gratitude for nourishing food, for clean water. And just fill in the blanks here, wherever you're grateful for. Just start to say it to yourself silently, or maybe say it out loud. Whatever it is that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for this calm that I feel inside. thanks to my yoga practice. And I'm grateful for you sharing your practice with me today. May the long time sun shine upon you. Warm love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Om Namo I honor the light that's within you, and I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed your yoga practice with me, Pili Bailey of Essential Yoga Space, and I would love to have you join me for my next class, which is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So feel free to visit my website, essentialyogaspace.com, where you can sign up to be live with me in a Zoom class next week. Have a great day.